video is to help you navigate the budget variance worksheet. When you open your budget variance report or workbook, excuse me, you will see this first sheet, which is our budget variance report. This we will come to after we have done our calculations. So the sheet that we want to start on is the labor and material variances. So there's a lot of different colors going on here, and the premise of this video is just to show you where you're going to have numbers. So you are going to utilize this cell. All of the cells that I'm placing an X in, you will have a number in. Okay. This will be a word, and this will be a word. Okay, so that's where you're going to put your favorable or unfavorable. So again, just where these X's are is where you're going to have a number. Again, making sure that you understand what this formula is asking for. Our actual cost is on this side of the equation and our standard quantity on the other side of the equation. This information, you need to use your budgets. Okay, standard quantity from direct labor budget. Standard cost from given, it's in the budget information. Okay, so don't make this any harder than it is. The actual cost and the actual quantity is found in the those first two files, whether you open the budget sheet or the first one. If you open the workbook with the budgets in it, if you scroll the whole way down on the assumptions page, it's the last tidbit of information. And again, for your materials variance, you will have a number in each of these cells. Okay. And then again here, and then your word. Okay. Again, that's your favorable or unfavorable. Same concept, you have your actual information on the left-hand side and your standard amount on the right-hand side. It even tells you where to pull your information from. This is coming from your direct materials budget. Okay. So again, don't make this any harder than it needs to be. So once you have your numbers calculated here, so let's put an example here. Let's say our actual cost was 35. Our actual quantity was 28,000. We're going to then go ahead and multiply these two numbers together so that I have my total amount here. My standard cost, let's say it was 32, and our standard amount was 25,000. Okay, again, we're just going to plug in our formula here, let Excel do all the work for you. My middle information here, this middle cell, wants to know if I paid out at 28,000 hours on my standard price, how much would it have cost me? So I'm just going to multiply these two together and come up with my middle number. This middle number is what I will use to then calculate my variances. So, had I paid my employees the $32 an hour at the actual quantity of 28,000 hours, I would have paid $896,000. But I paid $980. Alright, so you get the gist. And then you can determine whether they're favorable or unfavorable. So these amounts are the amounts that we're going to take forward. No amounts will go in this gray area. So you can see you have your actual result, static, variance, and favorable, unfavorable. So my actual result is what I want to pull from here, my 980, because that was my actual result. My static budget is this 800,000, and that's going to go here. Okay. Then over here is where I would indicate the amount of my variance. So let's say we calculated a 12,000 variance and it was unfavorable. Okay. And our efficiency, we'll say it was also 10,000 unfavorable. Again, we would be taking this information right from our calculations here within the pink and the blue. Then I would just average these together, so I have an unfavorable variance altogether, and that's what I'm going to use this budget variance report for. I'm going to do all my calculations on this page and bring them forward in summary to the budget variance report. So I hope that this helps in identifying where your numbers are going to go in the worksheet, what this report is for, and the written element will then be pulled from your variances from this page as well as your report information.